And thanks to Richards Bay for affording us this opportunity to look at the match that just ended. Unfortunately, results not what you planned to as outcome, but give us indication of what transpired tonight, Coach.
We felt coming into this game after our last two performances, although we coming from two losses, the performance itself in those two losses were good after analysis. There were lots of final third entries. We dominated the opposition for possession. There was much more synergy in the team in the previous two games. But coming into this game, we expected a bit more. But we are dominated for possession by a very good Chiefs team today. Dominated for lengthy spells for possession. We hung on to it in the first half. Went into the halftime break without conceding, scores being 0-0. Coming to the second half, we also planned to keep it tight and cagey for the next 15-20 minutes before we could become a little more offensive. It was not to be. We ended up conceding a goal. We felt that the way we conceded the goal was a cheap giveaway. We didn't. We lost the ball in the midfield and we allowed Chiefs to counter-attack us. It was not what we planned for. But be that as it may, we tried to stay in the game, stay for longer periods and try to get something out of the counter-attacks, because Chiefs pushed us back for longer periods with the extended fullbacks and with the changes that came in, it gave them much more impetus in the second half. We ended up on the losing side today, but disappointing result. It would be nice if we could have taken something out of today's game. But that's the nature of the game. We'll have to go back, regroup, and go back to the analysis and see the areas where we could improve and get better and try to get a result in our upcoming fixture.
Thank you very much. That's Coach Gabriel for you. We go straight to you, members of the media. It's your chance with your name of your publication and the question. Shaba?
Coach, just a quick, with all what you've just said, you had 3 points on offer. How many points did you come for here?
Coming into this game, the plan was to try and see, in terms of our offensive duels, how far we are going in seeing and viewing the game as it progressed. We came here for 3 points, but as the game progressed, we would have settled for a point and taken a point out of today's game. So even a point, if we took it out of today's game, it would have been a good result away from home against a quality Chiefs team that's playing with their tails wagging at the moment. They're coming off 2 wins and today was the 3rd win.
Coach Yamania from Soccer Laduma. Take us into your thinking behind starting without a recognized striker. I think the official stats say that you only had 2 shots at goal in the entire match, 1 shot on target, which again is a bit difficult to understand. Maybe if you can just enlighten us.
Yeah, look, today we started with Lundi Mahala as a striker. If you followed our last 2 games, he also started those games, and he was on the score sheet against Marumo Gallants. Lundi Mahala was on the score sheet against Marumo Gallants. The last game against Golden Arrows, he also had a top-notch performance. Couldn't score, but a lot of goal-scoring opportunities and showed good signs. So coming into today's fixture, we felt that based on his past 2 performances and performance in training, he deserved that opportunity to start today. So that was the thinking behind us starting him today.
Coach, do you perhaps maybe now start saying that you're starting to feel a bit of pressure, having played 3 games and lost all 3 games?
Look, it's not the best start to the season, and no team would like this kind of start to the season. But based on the performance of our first 2 games, today we were not the best out here today. We must admit that. But based on the performance of our first 2 games, I'm talking about performance in terms of goal scoring chance created, final third entries, possession. We did well. We actually dominated the opposition. So although we lost the last 2 games, but we're coming from good performances without the results. And we come here and we have this type of performance here today. So yes, ideally we would like to pick up points, but it was not to be. But remember, we also bleeding a lot of youngsters into the team. We getting them used to the rigors of the PSL, and we're confident that it will come right going forward.
Evening, Coach. Nick Leeson for Backpage Media. How much of a boost will it offer both your squad as well as the fan base returning to Richards Bay Stadium for your next fixture?
Massive boost. Massive boost. Playing at home, the supporters using them as a 12th man, and we see the support behind the teams in the PSL, how well they are performing, and it'll be the same with us. We've got passionate supporters back home, and they will rally behind the team, and they'll give us that needed impetus going into the next fixture, and giving us a greater chance of picking up the 3 points at home.
The last question.
Coach, I'm happy with the results. Colin Hans from Josie FM. Coach, what's your mandate for this season? Or they just said go do the best you can?
Yeah, there's not actually a mandate. The team, we would like to ideally improve on our last year's position. That's how we wanted to start the season and end the season. We wanted to finish off in a higher position coming into this season, yeah. So that's basically our targets for the season. But in terms of actual mandate, no actual mandate. We want to improve on our last year's league position.
Coach Gabriel, Richards Bay, thank you very much. Unfortunate results, travel safe, and we meet again. Members of the media will
Thank you,
go
sir.
to the next slot of our interview.